Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'm excited to let you all know that I will be out at Creative Space Pro here in Schererville, Indiana, coming up on July 12th. So if you know of a hairstylist or barber that's looking to get some continuing education in, particularly when it comes to hair loss and how to help their clients, please share this video. And so I asked Pamela to hop on with me today so we could just talk about what they do out at Creative Space Pro, as well as my upcoming class. So, hi Pamela, you want to introduce yourself and tell us more about Creative Space Pro?
Hi there. Yes, my name is Pamela. I'm the operations manager at Creative Space Pro, as well as J. Marie Salon in Schererville, Indiana. Creative Space Pro was created to be a space for stylists at all abilities, all levels of learning, whether you've been someone that's been a stylist forever or you're looking to kind of just jump into the field. It's a space where you can go and take a number of different classes geared towards the profession, whether it's cutting, coloring, business development, product knowledge, any class that kind of falls under the umbrella in the industry. So we host classes throughout the year. We keep an updated calendar on the website, creativespaceprosalon.com, and you can update those or check out those classes that we have available. We are looking to host the class here coming up on July 12th, and we are very excited for it.
Absolutely. And so I reached out to Creative Space Pro just because she had this platform in this space. And so I'm, looking to get the word out about what I'm doing and especially helping the beauty community, again, with hair loss, because hair loss isn't going anywhere. And nowadays, what I've noticed is that there's been a lot of, I want to say, disgruntled or fed up consumers and clients about, the hair profession, because, they look to go to their hairstylist for the answers. And so they don't really know who to turn to. And because like by the time they get to someone as myself, such as a trichologist, or even if they go to the dermatologist, it's already too late. Whereas the hairstylist and the barbers, like, you're the forefront on the line. And so I wanted to bring this information that I have to you all. And so I know that Pam had a few questions. We thought it'd be really good to come together and just talk about some of the issues, even around hair loss, and for those that may be unfamiliar with the class or just want more information about it. So
Yeah.
Pam,
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a big topic, and there's a lot of questions surrounding it. I think there's, with the expansion of social media and that information being so readily available to everyone, there's some misinformation out there that doesn't always come, from a professional or of course, a medical professional as well, because there's a lot of factors involved. So how did you first get into hair loss?
Yes, absolutely. I got into hair loss because I experienced it myself on 2 occasions. So the first time was on myself because I had just got my cosmetology license. So I was super excited about, one, I'm a licensed hairstylist now, was always something that I wanted to do. And I was just excited. So I was coloring and, just all type of hairstyles, frying it, blow drying it, curling out, everything that I could do to it, I was doing it. And then once I got all that out my system and died down the second time after I had my second son, that's when I experienced what was called postpartum hair loss or postpartum alopecia. And at that time, like, I wasn't aware of that term. I never heard of anything like that. And it was very devastating because I had all this excessive shedding, and it was just coming out in clumps. Like right after I finished nursing, like my hair was just coming out. It was mainly like the front hairline and like a little patch in the front of my head. And I didn't know where to go. So I didn't even think to go to a dermatologist. And so like I did a lot of research online and I couldn't find anyone to help me. And then I stumbled across the term trichologist. And so that's someone that studies the hair and the scalp, like the science, the whole anatomy of it. And I couldn't find a trichologist so I just took it upon myself to start learning what to do, what a trichologist does. And then I was able to bring back my hair myself. And now I turned what I learned, my experience, into helping other women that have lost hair.
Okay, so as far as hosting the class, do you think that you, I guess, teaching the stylist or leading the stylist on how to consult with their clients as well as expand their knowledge on what's maybe true and what's not true?
Yes, absolutely. So in the class, we're definitely going to cover like the most important questions that you need to be asking your clients, because what hairstylists need to realize is that what your client tells you in the chair is not always what they're doing at home. Like they'll leave bits and pieces out. So it's like very important as a professional to pay attention to their hair, like when they're in your chair, and kind of, making sure you take like some sort of documentation or even photos of before and after picture so you can track their progress. And even now, like even as a professional, when you're behind the chair, you still have like some questions that will come up, because then you're at the point, well, when do I send them to a trichologist? Or what point do I need to turn them away or send them to a dermatologist because, their scalp just looks like, fungly or some sort of infection is on there. And so those are some of the things that I want to dig into during the class, because what I also realized is that the way the economy and everything is going right now, sometimes stylists are just taking clients and like, because they need the money, but it's like, we have to be able to turn some clients away and say, no, I can help you, but you need to go see this specialist first. So I need to refer you out first. And then we can come back, make sure you have the proper, diagnosis, if you will, if they go to a dermatologist, and then I can work with you then so we don't cause any further damage to the hair than what's already happening.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point because we touched on, of course, social media being such a big part of how everyone receives their education now. But also what you just said is really informing them and being able to tell them what you can and can't do, and when there's time to kind of draw the line. And from what I see, my personal perspective and experience, after being in the industry for nearly 20 years, is not a lot of people tell their guests when enough is enough, they can't help them anymore, or even if they're looking for a certain style or color or haircut, they're not quick to tell them, no, I can't do this, maybe let's try this, or this would be better suited for your hair texture, etc. The options are endless. Do you find that you see the same thing in the hair industry happening, where people are struggling with boundaries maybe?
Yes, there's a lot of struggles going on with boundaries, especially if you've been dealing with a client for so long, and like they've been coming to you for years, and then for whatever reason they may have gotten sick. They have to take some sort of special medication. They may have to go to chemo or what have you. And then, you tell them like, hey, you're experiencing hair loss. And the client, like, they hear you, but then they don't hear you, because then it's like, well, I don't care, just camouflage it and style my hair. And you've built that relationship with them. It's like, okay, well, I just want to keep Miss Jones happy, and I want to keep her as a client because I don't want her to leave. And so you just do what they ask you to do, and then later on she comes back, or a couple months down the road, 4 or 6 months, now the spot has gotten worse, or it's maybe inflamed, or it's more red, or it's tender to the touch. And now she's looking for answers, and now it's very noticeable. And so now, she can get frustrated, but it's like, well, I tried to tell you this back 4 or 5 months ago, and you weren't trying to hear me. You just wanted me to add some more tracks, some more extensions to your hair. And, we could have addressed it then. And so sometimes it just gets intimidating. And then also what I've just talking from other hairstylists, like I said, I've been teaching. What I hear is that just coming from cosmetology school, like that's not really taught, how to look at the scalp or examine or hair loss. Like, cosmetology school teaches you more the business and like the basics and how to pass state boards. And so now, since we have this different environment where, stress levels are high, there's so much going on in the economy. And now it's like the stylists, the barbers, they're feeling, I guess, at a loss, because they're like, well, I don't know what to tell this client. And so they're tired of, having to not make up things, but they like, okay, well, what do I tell
Kind of an
my
improvised
client? Yeah.
a little bit. Because I think on the flip side of all of the information overload being a negative, there probably also is a positive side to that, because I do think it's in line with the class that you're, looking to lead. And I think it's people are becoming informed on what's good for them and what's not good for them anymore. So with your class, I think that they probably would get a good amount of information on what they should be doing, or the stylist, what they and how they could speak to their clients in a constructive way, on how to treat their hair at home, and becoming more conscious of that, what they're doing to their hair at home.
Absolutely. Can you hang on just 1 second? I had someone just 1 second here.
Sure.
Okay, I'm back.
Do you think that the course is for anyone in the industry for a short period of time or a long period of time? Do you find it beneficial to anyone?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So whether you're just getting started in the cosmetology field, or if you've even been in the field for years and you just want to come to find out what information is going on, what's new, anything about hair, and what you can do to help your client, it would definitely benefit you. And I believe this year, since we're in the state of Illinois, it's time to renew our our licenses anyway. So I have my fingers crossed that we're working diligently to get you all continuing education credit hours for this as well. So hopefully by the time the class comes, you all will be able to get your continuing education hours for this as well.
What do you think is the most important thing that they could take away, or the biggest piece of information that they'll take away from attending this?
I would say the biggest piece that they will be able to take away would have to be knowing knowing the right questions to ask during their consultations with their clients, and then also being able to have some solutions that they can do right then and there to help their client.
Perfect. It sounds like a very exciting workshop. It sounds like they're going to get a great amount of information that's beneficial for really any of their client base. I mean, I think everyone has everyone who's getting any type of chemical service is definitely experiencing some extent of hair loss or damage. So it's really it really fits the need for the industry. So we're very excited to host it. when everyone wants to register for it, how can they register? How can they connect with you on social media if they have questions regarding the workshop?
Absolutely. So you can find me on social media. So if you go to Facebook, my Facebook business page at Precious Rutland, Instagram at Precious Rutland, even TikTok at Precious Rutland. So I do have this event listed on the page, so you can go there. Definitely go to Creative Space Pro, register and pay there. It's on their website. There's plenty of ways. If you come to the social media page, you'll definitely see it.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, we thank you, and we're very excited to have you.
Absolutely, me too. So you guys, don't wait, don't delay. Go ahead and register.